It's fairly easy to tell if someone is using a voice changer. There's a few factors that can easily give it away, such as changing pitch drastically or applying filters or effects. But there's other ways to tell besides listening to them select their favorite sound. For example, if their voice has a certain roundedness to it that you wouldn't expect from someone under 400 pounds, that can be because they just did a pitch shift to deepen it without changing anything else. Normally, people with deep voices have a detectable raspiness to it. You can ask someone to validate this by asking them to give you their vocal range.
Do high and low notes, bro.
People with deep voices can still sing in falsetto.
You can sing high very easily in falsetto. You can also bring the falsetto voice down quite low like this.
If someone's just shifting the pitch, the highest note will sound lower than normal, as their whole vocal range is just shifted down by a couple semitones. Finally, you can shift the pitch back to normal in any audio editor, and if it sounds like normal speech at a higher pitch, it's probably because that's how they sound normally. I took 2 clips and shifted the second one to normal. Let's hear clip number 1.
I do not have a voice changer. I have thoroughly explained why I do not have a voice changer earlier, but you missed it.
Now let's look at clip 2.
I do not have a voice changer. I have thoroughly explained why I do not have a voice changer earlier, but you missed it.
As you can see, it's a noticeable difference. Finally, you can tell if someone is lying by how they respond to being called out. Someone who's honest and truly a baritone will tell you the truth, flat and simple. They don't mind being called out because they'll rest confident in the truth. However, someone who's lying usually won't have such a thick skin. They'll argue with you over semantics, change their alibi to whatever makes sense,
Walls, echo.
and in a desperate attempt to stay relevant to their peers, resort to childlike tactics of screaming louder than everyone and becoming angry at anyone who doesn't believe them.
Listen, I don't have to listen to people.
They resort to these childlike tactics because deep down that's what they are. Children, vying for things they think they need, when in reality they just end up looking pathetic and sad. I can't blame them for not being rational beings. I mean, they are kids after all, but yelling and crying won't solve any problems. So, what should you do if you're called out? Well, keep calm. Accept it if someone calls you out. Don't go acting like a crazy lunatic just because of something someone said on the internet. And understand you're not going to die just because you were called out. But if you go out in an act of cowardice and panic, it will reflect on your character for all to see.